Thank you so much, Nikki Ebony. We're back live. We're back live from Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Dele Momodu, and joining me is one of Nigeria's greatest mathematicians, greatest leaders, encyclopedia of politics, of culture, of history, and so on and so forth. Okay. Please, can you press the right button? It's saying OLUNLOYO is unable to join. We need the original setting back. And let me tell my viewers that we've already uploaded the first 4 hours. That is a record breaker. It has never happened. We've never done that before. First, we'll speak to anyone for over 3.5 hours is Dr. Victor OMOLOLU SOWEMIMO OLUNLOYO. This is incredible. Oh, Daddy is back. So we'll take the story of how you emerged a candidate of the MPN and you were able to defeat the Cicero of SRK.
In the party, when I joined, I became the security man in charge of espionage, sabotage, and general security. We monitored the UPN very closely. The person we wanted to see win was Bolage because he was the easiest candidate. There were other candidates. If they had chosen other candidates, they would have defeated us. A candidate that had no but, as we say, to his name. Bolage had more or less overrun Akinjide in the first term. Akinjide was even so impatient as to walk out of a television debate. All those free primary education people brought up by Awolowo were armed robbers. And he literally walked out of the station. The MPN chose me because they wanted somebody who was intellectually at par. And we didn't want them to choose anybody else who had no stain, as Bolage had. He insulted the Ibadan people and said something to the effect that there is nobody in Ibadan that fits the bill of being a governor. And this was regarded as an insult. He was a lucky person to go to school in Ibadan, and he thrived in Ibadan. He was lucky in Ibadan in every way. He married an Ibadan woman, my sister, the late
Atinuka.
So the thing is, Kosoma Ibadan to Kajuwon. So there was a joke one day when the Jakande and came into our midst. Two of us were arguing, and so we said, Jakande, you are an action man. You won't understand the vocabulary we are going to use. So stay clear of fire. And he said something. I said, look, you people are using Awolowo's image. You are all fond of using Awolowo's image. You have no image of yourself. I'm coming as OLUNLOYO, like Sargos, the OLUNLOYO of OLUNLOYOs. So the thing is that I'm not going to be annoyed. I'm not going to be frightened. And anything you say, I have a reply. And unfortunately, I had a trump card. I had a trump card over him. Bola did not, it's a pity, may his soul rest in peace. He did not complete his course in the University of Ibadan because he fell ill. He was doing classics. He fell ill and he had to get an Egrita degree, which can be checked in the University of Ibadan Library. Then there were other things. So I was very ready for combat with him on any grounds, on historical ground, on academic ground, on any ground whatsoever. Now, their propaganda machine was very strong. For their weakness, one thing they did was, it was very foolish. They did not separate, they did not party matters from executive council matters. Every executive council meeting they had, we managed to tap it and get a copy of the recording. So I will tell you, and you can check up very seriously, on the 11th, 18th, 25th of August, they held executive council meeting 21st on 25th, and then September 1, they held another one. They held 5 executive council meetings, and they assessed themselves. And Bola said at the meetings that if they were going on at the rate that they were going, they would lose the next year's election. Those papers we managed through espionage to get them from the cabinet office. Then they had the authentic one in the books. So they had assessed themselves as going to lose. So what I did was, this was where Dele came in. When they are doing all that, exposing themselves, we have a man a secretary who takes the papers to a dustbin behind the water corporation. That secretary will collect the exco memos. They would send it to a driver to Arishe Kola's house, or the other man, Momodu. So
Adelaku.
everything, yes, Adelaku. We saw all their plans. We did the same thing with MPP. This man who is now Yotun Balogun that's what do you call his name?
Otumba.
Senator Lekan Balogun.
Lekan Balogun, okay.
We also took we spied on all of them. When the election was done, they printed papers which they were not to print. They printed Form EC8, EC8A, but the man printing, the government printer let us know, I'm an Owu man, like Obasanjo. The Owu people in Ibadan, Obichesan, OLUNLOYO, Ajobo. The government printer was an Owu man.
Oh, and wow.
So we got everything they printed within an hour. And we made alterations we made the government printer to help us make alterations in those papers. Results, alterations were made in them. So all these things were done as preparation. When the Babalaki Commission of Inquiry was held, part of it was held in Ibadan, and the remaining part was held at Ilorin. All those papers which Bolagi printed for his own election, he never printed anything for Awolowo to boost his election. We visited 262 towns and villages. There were 2 places that Bolagi could not visit. He could not visit Ogbomoso, and he could not visit Mudakeke. Because at Ogbomoso, Awolowo had visited Ogbomoso and had a very nasty in front of Akintola's grave. So a man called Bodeni sent 60 men to guard this my compound. And
Wow.
that if Awolowo came to Ogbomoso, they would slaughter him.
Politics.
Another man who supported me in the election for security and sabotage was, you will see that Bolagi's what do you call it, primaries was done 3 times. We printed their cards, we joined their group, we voted in their primaries in order to make him win.
Wow.
One was by Odinamadu, Mrs. Odinamadu. One was at Liberty Stadium. We made sure that Omishade didn't. We won. We made Bolagi win all the things so that another man who was solidly behind me was Chukwuemeka Ojukwu. He gave me security men. I had no doors there, no garden, no wall at the back, no wall at the side. And he sent 6 Ikemba boys at one stage. Yoruba speaking Ikemba boys. So we made him win, which made some people lose the election, to lose the primaries. So we lured what do you call him? We lured the minister from Ire.
Sunday Afolabi. Yes.
We lured the Robodo man. We lured him to
Adilakun.
Adilakun. Because at a meeting which they held, he was called a thug by Reverend Canon Archdeacon
Alayande.
Actually, the man who Bolagi got to be the gubernatorial candidate by being selected by Adilakun. So Awolowo climbed down and said, if they will not take Alayande, whom will they take? Then he said they would rather prefer the man who didn't contest at all. Their primary was at Okeho. The genuine primary was at Okeho. It was not at Ibadan. They did one at Mako. They did one at Liberty Stadium. They did one at Premier Hotel.
How come they didn't know they had been infiltrated?
I don't think they knew they had been infiltrated. I was in charge of that infiltration.
That was your strategy.
That was my strategy. You know, I had been, you will see a photograph here. I had served, I had been in Israel twice. I know the methods of the Israeli security, and I worked with
Mossad.
them. The Mossad.
The Mossad.
The Mossad. And I worked with them in Water Corporation and Solebone.
Solebone. They built the Ife Ondo Road.
Yes, under Adebayo.
Under Adebayo.
Yes. So I knew their methods, and I had visited. They were ones who gave the state the name on account of my activities. They gave this state. I just showed it to the governor some weeks ago. The governor of this state now, the present governor. Yes, that I was the one who earned the name pace setter, given by Ben Yacob.
So they were the ones who changed to RCC.
Yes.
Were they the ones?
RCC.
Yeah, you know, Obasijo Ade was part of that. Obasijo Ade was
part of that.
Yes.
That's your name, Shijo Ade.
Shijo Ade, yes, sir.
Not Aderemi.
Yeah, I know. Yes, sir. Adekunbi Petu. Adekunbi Petu.
Omo Shikola.
Omo Shikola. Atobatele.
Omo Baba Glass House.
Baba Glass House. Niremo.
So
we thank God. Handwritten.
Handwritten.
Wow.
So, I monitor one to the last. And when they come at holiday, and you know, a man in Modakeke, there was a sad story of
Odelola. Oh, Odelola, the one they killed. 007.
Odelola was the one they killed. That day, Bolagi and Chuinka nearly got themselves killed. They went and hid in the University of Ife campus and said they were going to retaliate the death of Odelola. It was very gruesome because 7 people were locked in a box and burned to ashes. The thing was very serious, and everybody had to, as we say, be very, very careful. The election, they concentrated on, when it came to the election itself, there were some places where we were extremely powerful. You remember Agbola of Shekpeteri? Shekpeteri is about 98%. Àwọn Gani Abijimobi, what do you call him? Additional Lamb. They didn't go to any polling station. They didn't monitor anything. They wanted me to win. That's why we supported them and their children. And when they came. So the thing was, Ibadan. They stole Ibadan votes at one stage. Ọmọ Ibadan kankan ò kájú wọn. Mo ní ìwọ Lamb ṣé ò kájú wọn. I took a photograph of Lamb, which he still keeps in his house now. So all this area to Isemile, Okeogun, Ogbomoso, They had never seen any crowd in Ogbomoso like that. They could not enter Ogbomoso. They could not enter, what do you call it? Many of the towns in, what do you call it?
Okay, Ogun side.
The Ogun side. I changed the government. I moved the government altogether. I concentrated on Ogun. Oshogbo, we were nearly balanced. Ede and Oshogbo.
Ede.
Ede and Oshogbo. We are nearly balanced. The Ilesha, there was a
Ikirun.
lot of, yes. Ikirun was,
Odotin.
Odotin was, what do you call it? Odotin was secretary to the party and secretary to the government. Shuaibu Edokun. Shuaibu Edokun was the.
I remember him.
Yes, you remember him. He became deputy national chairman of the party, of the PDP. You remember?
It's been around for long.
He's been around for long, and then he married one of the Ademiluis. He married one of the Ademiluis.
Ademiluis.
Yes. Then also, who are these people? Agbola was chairman of UCH. He was from Secretary. Then people like what do you call him? What do you call this man? Adesho.
Ogundoyin.
They were abusing people all the time. And when we got to Gbosi rally, a maximum rally, and then they concentrated on forging figures. When Akinjide represented us at the tribunal, Akinjide found 15 different kinds of ballot papers and result sheets. Those which were not signed, those which were signed but were by the wrong electoral officers, those which were signed by various 15 types. Then he said to Ige, I put it to you that you're a master rigger. You see what they use the papers that they printed at the government printer. If you look at any newspaper, any newspaper at all, you will find that if you look at a newspaper, you will find a line at the top of this one, another line here. We made the government printer print beyond where it should go and short of where it should be. We made amendments that it should print them. We asked them to show a government approved paper, and then the one result is to show us. So therefore, many of those papers were rejected. So they did all sorts of things as they were. So I told Justice Babalaki, I said PDP, MP, UPN, and what was the third one? The Azikwe one. I said they all had their plans and their rigging plans, and here are their 3 rigging plans. I showed them at Ilorin. So I showed them, and they were all exposed. They were begging
Wow.
me not to. Some of this, I said, you can't beg me. If you are going to print fake papers, the first person you must print for is OLUNLOYO.
Hmm.
You not printed anything for him, and then you say they could not go. The results were not shown to today, but they had a powerful propaganda machine, and that's what they relied upon. And we showed them that we were master of espionage.
But they also allege that you rigged massively. Was
We did
there
not.
any truth, or
No,
you are not able to admit it publicly?
no, we never rigged any more than, there are
Or it
places
was a
where
case of a super rigger defeating a rigger?
no, the thing is that we never
Okay,
rigged.
let me put it another way, Daddy. Is there any way to conduct election in Nigeria without rigging? Maybe I should be more practical.
No, no, the thing is this. Look, some of I don't know why they don't bring out the result of election petitions where rigging has been assumed. I don't know why they think a man who is not popular in his own hometown, who somebody comes from Elisha, he can't contest election in Elisha or okay. He can't contest election and win, and then they expect him to contest another place. So
I have a theory that it is always easier for you to rig in your area of influence. I think that's what you did. You had
no,
the biggest cities in your state. You had Ogbomoso in your kitty. You had Ibadan. You had Okeogun. So it didn't add up
look,
again. And then you had almost half of Ilefe. You had Ife to UPN and you had Bodakeke to yourself. So I think that's what. So it's possible for you to inflate in those areas.
I can assist your theory. I installed
Yes,
the
sir.
Alaafin for you. I
Yes,
say
sir.
I installed the Alaafin for you.
Yes, sir.
I installed the Alaafin for you. You can add that to your
Oh,
theory.
so we should add Oyo to it. Okay, I get the message.
Eh? And
You were well grounded. You were well prepared.
we were more than well prepared for him. In Ibadan here, all the boxes were changed from the polling center to the where they count. The result is that Are was defeated at Okeare. Are was defeated at Okeare. All they did at that time was to change the ballot boxes. You know, we told
No, when you
them,
say change the ballot boxes,
yes,
were there ballots inside the boxes, or you mean they
yes,
changed?
yes.
Who changed it?
The what do you call it? Steelworks, run by Alakija, made the ballot boxes in '79, and they had on the ballot boxes a red dot on some of the boxes. So when it came to '83, we asked Ekweme to put his foot down that they must not give the ballot boxes contract to the same people who did it in '79. They must not give. It's a different set of people who did the ballot boxes. That's where one way where we frustrated them. It's right from the ballot box.
So they didn't have
Well,
access, but you had access.
eh?
They didn't have access. UPN didn't have access, but MPN had access. Since you
So,
were the ones conducting the election, you controlled the INEC at that time.
no, this one didn't involve INEC.
Oh, it
We
had nothing
operate.
to do with INEC.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with INEC. We didn't work with INEC.
It was a DIY, do it yourself.
Do it yourself. As you know, drink and wine, drink the youngest available.
And you see, the theory is very valid because my boss at Ondo State, Chief Akemo Buriowo, could not could not get away with his own result. You got away with yours because you had more forces around your state. That's so it confirms that theory that even if you are going to rig, you must be very strong in your own area of influence.
But we read things like that in. We read things like that. We read the theory and practice of UPN's plans. UPN's plans.
So they planned their own rigging, you and the other side also planned.
No, we planned against them. When they had an office at EMS which they never used, and they planned in vacuum. They planned in vacuum, and we laughed at them. In vacuum, there's a senatorial district which connects Ogbomoso with Odeomu. You remember Odeomu and Ogbomoso were in the same senatorial district.
In the old Oyo, yes.
In the old Oyo, not the new Oyo.
Not the new
In
one,
the old
yes.
Oyo. So they thought they were clever. There was a lot of gerrymandering. But anything they were able to do, we were able to do better.
Wow.
So when I said to Mr. Justice Babalaki, I said, none of the parties is innocent.
One is just more.
None of the parties is totally innocent. These people have said for themselves, they are not likely to win. So don't listen to them any further. If they lose.
So do you think the same still holds true for today? That it's still the same system, it hasn't changed?
The system of today is worse. In the far north, you find people from other countries. People from other
Niger,
countries.
Chad, yeah.
Niger, Chad. Not only voting, they also put on the dresses and the brooms of the ruling party. They actually take part in the election. It's worse. It's worse these days.
So does that then not tell us that we're not ready for democracy? That maybe there should be another form of government, maybe monarchy, maybe dictatorship, whatever it is? Because if since the time of independence till today, we're not able to have a free and fair election, except maybe during the 1993, until today, everything is military-styled democracy. What would you recommend as the solution?
I do not think we are anywhere near democracy.
I theory too.
There are two problems we have. The question of voting democratically, the question of fraud and theft of violence.
I'm not okay. I'm hearing you now.
Of violence.
The,
We have the problem of that problem of violence is with us. The sometimes are better. They are better armed than our own policemen. And Boko Haram is probably part of ISIS. Am I wrong? They
yes,
are
they are.
across.
They have.
They are across
They
West
have the
Africa.
links.
They are across West Africa. But in Nigeria, we have a theoretically suitable president who is not practically effective. Theoretically, in terms of experience, Buhari is the man who has the experience. He has been governor of Borno State. He has been minister of petroleum. He knows the way they steal money from NNPC
NNPC.
and his associates. He has been in charge of that. And he has been the governor, absolute governor of Borno State.
Borno State.
So you can't ask for more qualification. But something else seems to creep into his government, which is very terrifying. That is the question of ethnicity.
It's major.
It's a major problem. It seems to be extraordinarily pro-Fulani. So we are back where we started, the colonials. And I think the colonials did install for us a system that was bound to fail.
Wow.
Because all the books we read before 1940. I started school in 1938. There were books like about the Fulans.
Wow.
So, Fulani,
So,
the Fulani
sir,
never,
my worry, sir, is that
never,
there must be a system of government that is tailor-made for us and suitable for our peculiarities. Because we keep talking about the problems of Nigeria, we keep doing election after election, and it is obvious that some people have made up their minds that they will never give up power. We came back to democracy, so to say, in 1999. The man who took power was a retired military general. Then the next one, Yaradua, Umaru Musa Yaradua, was a brother of a retired military general. By accident, Jonathan came in. Then the person who took over, Buhari, is a retired military general. So where is the democracy? And who can compete when the security apparatus, the INEC, and so on and so forth, are with the same group of people? How do we? So, and now there is so much agitation everywhere. Some people want Biafra. Some people want to do one nation out of frustration. I'm sure they would have preferred a bigger Nigeria. But everybody seems to be frustrated and nobody seems to care.
I am afraid everything you have said, I agree with you 100%. And that frightens me. Everything you said, I agree 100%. I don't think this country, a pastiche that has been put together by the British, will survive. I think the pastiche is just carelessly gummed together, up to maybe 241 tribes, and I don't see, it's like how we are talking now is like Yugoslavia under Tito. It's like Yugoslavia under. It looks the ability, what we have been talking about, the probability that the country will break up is higher than the probability that we stay together.
That's so sad.
It is sad. It is sad because Gawan was not a majority. He was not a member of the majority tribe.
Majority tribe.
So, what do you call him? Balewa was not. Balewa I once sent a letter to Balewa, to deliver to Balewa. And his office. He used to call me Dr. Oluloyo. He said, Dr. Oluloyo, you are welcome. I've heard very much about you in various fields. This is my office. Let me take you around. You may be the next occupant of this office. So I said, why do you so, sir? He says, you know, here is my slippers. I wear it for convenience and comfort. Here is my transistor radio. It's very powerful. You can get Moscow, you can get anywhere. This is for files. This is for, if I need access, I can always ask for, but I don't indulge in taking snacks during office hours. One can be poisoned like that way. He said, but I will take you to that place. And he took me to, and what was in the corner? It was the map of Nigeria. He said, that is the map of Nigeria. Nigeria, Dr. my country. Why do I say so? I want to tell you, I'm not in the police. I was told that, and it was to be disciplined. But I got a delegation. The delegation was overwhelming. Instead of Pao Ugochukwu, Sir Francis Ibiam, I should not punish this man until that they have investigated the matter and thief in simple. And what happens is that I should catch, before I discipline him, find an Igbo and I should find a Yoruba. He says, you see now, I caught an Igbo thief was caught, but I have to catch thieves in threes. Unless I catch thieves in threes, I cannot discipline one.
You must catch them. There is a quota system even for stealing.
Yeah, for stealing, I must catch 3 Yorubas, 3 Hausas, and 3 Igbos before I can deal with anyone. He says no country can be run like that, but I'm trying my best.
When you quotalize corruption, and stealing.
So that is the. But I think when one goes back to read those elementary books of the formation of Nigeria, Lugard, Shaw, and everything, very many things have been done. Do you know that the Kainji Dam was deliberately wrongly placed?
Deliberately.
Yes.
Kainji Dam.
Because, yes, the Kainji Dam. It was put in a place where the overflow will destroy the land of opposition members. The Motor Columbus report on NEPA, I have the 5 copies. They are as big as this. The natural intelligent place to put a dam is where the Benue, it's after the Benue has joined the Niger. Benue is a very fast river coming Ugandere Mountains, and it has a sharp slope. Niger is a broad, slow river, which is going to peter out at the delta. So it's after the two of them have joined, which you have the dam. But they want to put it where they put it. And I visited Lugard's office. You know, it's on top of that hill. Have you been there before?
No, I haven't been there, but I read about.
It is the most beautiful place in the country, and the most expensive piece of land, where the Niger and the Benue meet and they flow. Is the Benue that is responsible for the energy after that. So all these things, you know their distribution station is at Oshogbo. Can you imagine? It's at Oshogbo. And you know, all the things are in the wrong places.
And that's why we will not have electricity.
They cannot have steadily. The electricity is also wrong. Is wrongly divided. The electricity, you have a wastage of electricity. The wastage comes about like this. They allocate a certain amount to an area which does not need it. A cement factory in Sokoto gets so much. Some place near Shiroro gets so much. And you can't store electricity in the form technology is now. You can't store electricity like a battery and then just decide to use it. So almost everything is wrong. The railways are sabotaged by people who have a fleet of lorries. And the people who have a fleet of lorries, like you remember when there was a change of money, 57, how many suitcases?
53
remember,
suitcases.
53
I remember. Yes.
50 suitcases. There are also the people who own the lorries.
Wow.
So that you may be in Ibadan, you can't get to Abuja unless you first go to Kaduna by air, Kaduna by air to what do you call it? Kaduna by air to Abuja by train, is it?
I still believe something, sir. I still believe something, that one of the biggest problems we have is the fact that we didn't go through a revolution like Ghana. Ghana had a military that had a master plan. We had the military that came to play politics.
Well, you want a Rollins?
Not that I want a Rollins. I am saying that I believe that is what helped Ghana a bit. I mean, Rollins came. He didn't bother about politics initially. He didn't bother about promoting himself to general. He was a flight lieutenant throughout. He still is in retirement. But he had a master plan that, look, for my country to progress, we must work on infrastructure. We must work on all those things. And he did it. And, you know.
But also Nkrumah was on that line.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shame that they removed Nkrumah. That was my favorite. Yes.
Yes. They ought not to have removed Nkrumah.
That was the ideological war between America and Russia. You know, he was a socialist.
Yes. And Nkrumah is good enough, except for the Preventive Detention Act, which you remember the Preventive Detention Act? The people who moved it, they ended up in Nsawam prison. Prison. Aqua J. You remember?
Wow, you know so much about Ghana, Daddy. The history of Ghana is what you are teaching us now.
But I had more than one interest in Ghana.
What was the other interest? I hope that I don't have a sister or brother waiting in Ghana.
Red wine. And if it's anybody with a curved nose, I don't think.
Oh my God, this is interesting.
Because it's blessed in one way, special way. When you look at Ghana, Obuasi, where you have the cocoa, is also where you have the gold. Where you have the cocoa is the same place where you have the gold. And you see that triangle of rail, how the British constructed the railways to Kumasi. The northern region, they sort of left. That place where Nkrumah was nearly killed with a bomb. Kulungu. And the Volta project is a fantastic one. And the road, the motorway, is a sample.
Yeah, Tema. They've even expanded it now. They've expanded the ports. They've done everything.
Yes. The hospital, Kolebu,
yeah.
The
hospital complex. Now they have, it's incredible. And the road to Togo, going to Aflao now, is well laid. The only part is when you enter Semeboda to go to Badagry in Nigeria. That's the only. Now you can drive to Ghana and you won't worry too much. But our own roads, I don't know.
And there was a danger at Aflao. The danger. You remember? If you remember, the road immediately after Aflao, which is the same as Lomé, the sea had eaten up Ho.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that was the hometown of the other devils. The sea ate off a substantial part of the land. But Ghana is at every stage, Ghana seems to be ahead of us.
It's incredible.
Right
It's
from
incredible.
But you know what happened there?
No,
Never
I think,
happened.
sir, don't you think education, Daddy, don't you think education played a part? Nkrumah was like our own OLUNLOYO. He was able to become president. Awu couldn't become president in Nigeria. So you had a man who was not only well educated, he was an ideologue. He had a clear vision of what he wanted to do in Ghana. Yes, and that's why he became a threat to the West, and they had to get rid of him. In Nigeria, they prevented his counterparts from taking power.
Yes, but did Nkrumah not go? Did Nkrumah not get into this situation by accident? Nkrumah contested the election from prison. He contested the election from prison. And they thought he would not win. But he, you know, during that time, reasonable fellow, I met Adebanjo in Accra, charged. So, you know, there used to be a hotel, Lido. So I saw him in Lido with about 20 or 30 actors. So I said, what are you doing here? He
You
said,
even remember the name of the hotel?
Yes. Kwame Nkrumah Circle.
Wow.
So, and then the cocoa house, where Kolebu, cocoa house, all those places, except for the slave, the slavery there was more intense than here. Was more intense. I agree with you that education has always been higher.
Wow. Now, Daddy, let's leave politics. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No,
I want us to. Yes, I want us to leave politics now and go to your personal lifestyle, which has always fascinated me. You will never imagine how much you influenced me as a young man, coming to Molete to eat ngwongwo, and then we wash it down with red wine, with whatever we wanted, you know, on that top balcony. You know, could you tell us what influenced your culinary taste?
Well, I wouldn't claim any culinary expertise. I have a son who surpasses me in that. Udumide, who surpasses me in that. It was just, I visited IITA one day, and I saw it used to be called Abba the Jose, as the University of Ibadan was called Abadina. And I then came back, went into my encyclopedia and said, I got into Hugh Johnson's book of wines, the books, that. But what can I say? Things aren't as good as they were before. Things are falling apart a bit, but they will fit together again. they fit together again. Things have fallen apart a bit because people didn't. We had a pleasant life here. The man who owns the house, I always feel for him. Because my father slept only one night in the house.
In this Molete house. Wow.
Yes, Horatio slept on it the day he opened it. And Mr. Trialo was the MC. So he said there's a boy. Yes. Said there's a boy on the roof. He had asked him to come down, he won't come down. And when he questioned him, he said he was, no, I came from Bangang. And then he said the house was built for him. Oh, he said, oh, the house was built for him. He's right. So he died a year after. He slept one night, the night it was being opened. He returned to his quarters, which is Akoda. I always feel sorry for him, as I feel sorry for my son, Muyeleke, who, Tayo, even with his accident, he was at your marriage at Jebugo. I think he spent the
yeah, he was also with us in London at Gbenga's house.
Yes. I remember the trains that train, the slow train that has no back.
The light rail.
The light rail.
The light
and
rail.
Then when you get down to what's the end of it? You get where Shule's son was also living.
I know it came from Docklands, and then we went to Customs House to Beckton. Beckton, yes, Beckton.
Yes. I was always scared when walking home from Beckton.
Yes, because it's quite desolate.
It's quite desolate, and there's a funeral home. It was the funeral home on the way to Beckton. But Benjak has tried his best. He has done something magnificent here. He has saved us. We did not know the rain would be very heavy. He got the roof paved just before it would have cracked. After he paved the roof, and we never saw him again. After he paved the roof, it had rained almost every day. New.
Fantastic. So your food, I'm still interested. How come you like the Igbo cuisine like that?
But you know that they were very pleasant to the taste.
Well, of course.
I met some of the journalists again. Awani. You remember Awani of Dele Times?
Dele Times, yes, sir.
Awani.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And you remember, of course, sadly, Oworu, who was swept away by the river.
Yeah. Sad.
at the office at the street of Ibadan then. Tí ẹ bá fẹ́ lọ sí Adamasingba.
Adamasingba. Kudeti.
Oh, no, Adamasingba.
Oh,
Owuru was in Dele's house.
Dele's house was in Bodija.
No, Dele's house in
Not the one in Bodija, sir. Rotimi Williams.
No, the Fleet Street of Ibadan.
Oh. How can I forget it now? Yes, I remember where you are talking about. Was that around Dubai?
No, around the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church and the Catholic bookshop.
Okay, Ado, okay, Bola.
No. Near
You said towards Mokola?
Paddy. Okay, Paddy.
Okay, Paddy. I wouldn't have remembered that. Yes, okay, Paddy.
The young man knows because he was swept off by the rains from a one or so.
Wow. Wow. Now let's talk about your music.
Yes.
What determines your music?
Nothing at all. What happens is that music is an extension of mathematics. There's a strong link which Pythagoras had discovered. Music. When you analyze music very well, it has to. I hummed about 30 obey tunes to him at Ayepe once. And he said, and I tell him how we studied it in the university, Ayogunshaya and I, and so on. So he said he didn't know there was any mathematics. I said, the mathematics is in you. So put it in the music. Tan, ta, ta. Tan, ta, tan, ta, 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 ta. There is mathematics there.
Wow.
Ẹni rí nǹkan tó fi rẹ̀.
Tó fẹ́ kú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ o. Ọwọ́ ẹni.
Tó ti sọnù.
Tó ti sọnù ńkọ́.
Oníláyé
Ayé lábá. Kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la.
Ṣé láyé yí.
Ẹ̀dá kan tọ̀ lẹ́yìn ni. Wow.
There's music in that. There is numbers, and the harmonies are governed by numbers. First, in classical music, you have a lot of mathematics in it, and Mozart, they are instinctively mathematicians. So, the same thing with woman who used to accompany
with Lagbaja. Ego with Lagbaja, sir.
Ego, the woman.
The one that was singing with Lagbaja.
Yes. Treble. I thought she was going to set up, but I've not heard anything from her for
No,
2-3 years.
she has her own band. She went solo.
So
I still watched the documentary on her a few days ago. Yeah, there was a documentary on her a few days ago.
I would be interested in having.
I'll see if I can reach her, and then she can send you maybe her latest work and all that.
Yes, because you can you see this book?
Yes, sir.
That's the Hugh Johnson's wine book for
Okay.
2020.
Wow. The latest. Wow.
You don't like a lot of whites?
No, I actually prefer white. Me and Benga, there was one you introduced us to. I can't remember. They're in Sleze or whatever. I'm trying to see if I can get. I can't. Benga, we used to find it only in one shop in Chalk Farm, along Camden Road, and we will go there and empty the shop.
That is. Was it a Chablis or Muscadet?
No, this one was a sweet wine. I can't. Only Benga will remember because we used it used to get us drunk because it's so nice that we will drink greedily. I think it's something they're in. I remember that I think they're in Slizé or something. Benga, if you can text me the names, please text me, Benga. It was from you. Then there was another one we were introduced to by the late Chief Hope Harriman. He was also a good connoisseur of wine. Chief Hope Harriman, yeah. We met him on a flight, on a Virgin Atlantic flight. Yeah, that one I remember. Poulet Fumé. I still drink the Poulet Fumé.
Yes. Some of them are very good. The Californian ones are very good from the Napa Valley.
I don't know. I was always biased against American wines. I thought French, Italian, Spanish, Chilean, Australian. And then, of course, I discovered the South African wines. I fell in love with South African wines.
Yes. Yes, they have a very good South African wine.
Especially their Sauvignon Blanc. I love their Sauvignon Blanc.
That's the red.
No, in white. But my favorite is the New Zealand one. I love the Sauvignon Blanc New Zealand.
Australia, not as good as this.
No, New Zealand is more famous.
Yes, because and yet there are 3 New Zealand, two islands, and then Australia 1 island.
Yes, I never visited the islands, but I've been in the mainland Australia. I've been in Perth, I've been in Sydney, I've been in Melbourne, I've been in Canberra.
Yes.
Good country, very beautiful country. You find a lot of professional Nigerians in Australia. Many professional Nigerians are in Australia.
One person who has been in Australia since he qualified is a Navarro. He's a senior in Navarro.
NRO, okay.
Yes, he's a mechanical engineer. He
Wow.
went straight to um, Australia and he's been there.
Talking about mathematics, there were two of you that everybody used to talk about, yourself and Professor Chike Obi.
Yes, but I did engineering first.
Okay, I think Awojobi also did engineering.
Awojobi was a mechanical engineer.
Was okay.
I was an engineer, and then then I was transferred to mathematics. But when I came to Nigeria, there was no engineering faculty.
Wow.
So they made me, they requested of me to teach mathematics because I had some interest in algebra, pure mathematics, algebra, and number theory. I had even done some research. So they took me, and then I went to Ife, and then I came back to Ibadan.
Okay, where
Engineering
did
was
you
my.
meet my uncle, Dr. Oluwakerefon? Where did you meet?
I've known Akerefon since. Since I returned from England, not that he went to Bristol, Abi. He was in Bristol.
Well, I think he died when I was just about 9. The first time I heard your name was his funeral. That was the first time I heard everybody was talking about this genius called OLUNLOYO who came to Gbogan, and it was the talk of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forgot, as young as I was, I never forgot that name. It's impossible not to know OLUNLOYO. It's impossible. Unless the person is a near illiterate.
It was a mechanical engineering I first did. I did civil and mechanical joined together, and then
Wow.
mathematics. Then engineering honors. You do two, and you have to do two. I did mechanical and civil, and came first in both. Can do mechanical and electrical. Then I was shifted wholesale to mathematics in the Faculty of
But
Science.
wow. So how come that in your
Akerefon
generation,
went to
sir?
he went to Bristol. He
I
was
didn't know much
Bristol.
about him. I was too young.
He went to Bristol where I got a first.
I heard he was extremely brilliant. Extremely.
First class honors.
Wow.
Bristol.
And then he died in an accident. That was so unfortunate.
His friend is my brother-in-law. Akpankpa.
Abankwa, I remember.
It was a
And he
tragedy.
was married to Chief Akideko's daughter.
She Akerefon.
Very, sir. His sons are in the US now. They are in the US. My cousins, they are in the US. I've never seen, as young as we were, everybody felt the tremor of his accident. Everybody felt it.
It was too much for anybody for any of
It
us
was
to the last discussion I had with him, I've just found a book that addresses it. Schrodinger. What is life? Because you say there's life in there's life in plants, there's life in animals. So there must be something that is called life itself. What is it that comes to be called life in a plant? Living plant. And then that was the last discussion we had. I don't an answer from Schrodinger, one of the authors of quantum mechanics. Because when they taught us in school, they taught us many things that were above our heads, like photosynthesis. They taught us all these things, but later on, we grew to understand. Mr. Fatwe, what is he doing with his knowledge of electronics now?
He's retired long ago. He's over 80 now. He and my mom are the same. They were the same dad with my mom. Extremely knowledgeable. In Nigeria, we waste a lot of talent because the fact that they retired didn't mean, you won't believe it. He became consultants to private companies. The Indians will come, they will call him. They respected his brain, but the country itself, no, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So, but we thank God for his life. And we've crossed 5 hours. You've done an incredible thing. I said my record was 3.5 hours. Now we've crossed 5 hours today. And I think I should let you rest. I'm sure your children are very happy. They are all very proud. I must thank Wura. Wura is my baby. Yesterday, as soon as we spoke, she was running helter-skelter to same thing with Benga, same thing with Ayobami. Everybody that I spoke to, they were sending me very rare pictures, sending me things from everywhere, and I want to thank them. Then I understand there is a young man, Tijani, who we even wanted to use his Instagram account, but we're happy that we were able to set up one for you. So now we should be able to, preserve your pictures, on that platform. I want to thank you, Daddy. I pray that we will have another opportunity to continue the conversation, but I think 5 hours, if we were traveling to England, by now we should be getting close to Heathrow Airport since we started this interview. So I must thank you about OLUNLOYO, Lagbara Long. I told Wura yesterday, I said, I wish your dad's brain could be cloned. There should be a way they can clone this brain. You shouldn't take it to heaven. It has to be cloned and kept. If we have to keep in a freezer, so anytime we need you, we'll bring it out. So I must thank you, Daddy. And I don't know if you have any closing remarks you want to make, Daddy. Then we'll play an Obey song for you. The internet. We even thank the internet for allowing us to do so much. Yes, Daddy, I said, I don't know if you have closing words, sir. I'm not hearing you, Daddy. Hello, sir.
No, nothing. Thank you.
Nothing.
because when I said nothing but to thank you, because
Thank you, Daddy.
one is wasted or not used, and they don't remember one. Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Ẹyẹ tó bá farawé gún, ẹ̀yìn àrò ni ó sùn.
The last, yeah. Ẹyẹ tó bá farawé gún,
ẹ̀yìn àrò ni ó sùn.
Àwọn lọ́lùlù ọmọlù tẹ̀wọ́.
Àwọn náà kọ́ Olúwa ọba máa ní.
Àwọn lọ́lùlù ọmọlù tẹ̀wọ́.
Àwọn náà kọ́ Olúwa ọba máa ní.
Àwọn lágbèdè máma gbèjà sí. Àwọn náà kọ́ Olúwa ọba máa ní. Àwọn lágbèdè máma gbèjà sí. Àwọn